Instantaneous. That's how it should be. Especially when you're starting on time and you're always used to being late. Hey guys, how's it going? I am Monocle Mouse. I am a comic book streamer here on Twitch. I stream comic books. I have a great time doing that. And here we go. Here we go. We are on Kill or Be Killed. That is what we're on. And we're season 2. If you haven't seen season 1, you can check out my YouTube channel. And in my YouTube channel, you'll find the first couple episodes. First 4 episodes, I think. We're doing episode 5 through 8 this week, I hope. This story is about Dylan, a depressed college student who attempts suicide. He survives due to unlikely events, but is soon visited by a demon who explains he spared Dylan's life. In exchange, Dylan will be allowed to live 1 more month for every person he kills. This comic examines the consequences of vigilante violence and its effects on Dylan's loved ones. Yeah, so this comic is pretty violent. Viewer discretion is advised. We're doing season 2. I am super excited about season 2. I am super excited about shrinking myself down in the corner right here, because that's also fun. And here we go, Kill or Be Killed. And I made a couple technical changes to my stream. It's not going to be really noticeable at first, but we'll be testing Neo Rage today, and we'll be testing some other applications as well, just to see if they work, if they capture different kinds of games. No PC games today because I'm testing Neo Geo. So we'll check it out and see how it works on stream, and then I'll see if there's any other technical things I need to fix, as I probably will. Probably will. Here we go. Here we go. Kill or Be Killed. If you haven't read the first couple episodes, I'll go ahead and catch you up. Dylan kills someone. He actually kills like a couple people, but totally against his will, because he's not really into this. He doesn't like having to do this, but he does know that if he doesn't do it, he's going to die. And that's his fault because he attempted suicide. He brought on the demon that made a pact with him, unwilling of course, because he didn't have a choice, that he must kill one person. So now what he's doing, he's accepted that this is happening to him, and he realizes he wants to do the right, most correct thing possible, and to him the most correct thing possible is to kill bad people. So that is what he's doing. He's trying to do the research. He's trying to target people that are bad, and that is what he wants to do, and he's in the midst of that right now. But he's going to screw it up. He's a college student. He's going to fuck this up somehow. And that is what this story is about. And he's hurting the people that he loves the most, that are close to him, because this is a massive secret to keep, right? Who's going to believe you? Who is going to believe you? All right, here we go. Kill or Be Killed. 27 pages of joy, including these ones that you see before you. Brought to you by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Elizabeth Brettweiser. My goodness, what an intro. I don't believe in fate, but you can't deny that things in life sometimes fall together like there actually is some big cosmic plan at work. Which would suck for about 95% of us, right? Because that means that everything in your life is exactly how it's meant to be. All your strivings to change things, the entire idea of self-determination. It's all a joke. If you have a shitty, sad sack life, that's because it's preordained. Maybe by God, if you believe in God. That's why, unless you're born a billionaire or something, we reject fate. We have to believe we're not trapped in whatever place the world decided to spit us out into. We have to make believe we make our own destiny. But then weird things start to happen sometimes. Coincidences? Luck? We don't give luck enough credit, really. Read interviews with just about any successful person, and they almost always say they get lucky. Occupied. They had good timing. They were in the right place at the right time. Sorry. Is it good or bad timing really that much different than fate? Carl Jung called it synchronicity. This idea that there's some kind of structure under the randomness of life. That's how he explained these coincidences that feel more like a coincidence. You know, that moment when you're riding the subway and you're thinking of someone, and then there they are, standing on the next platform. That's reality rotating to bring random events together to create meaning, or something like that. Shit. I'm probably getting this wrong. But I know Jung was obsessed with the paranormal. I never believed in that junk, though. Fate or synchronicity. Hey, Joni, can we get a couple of coffees to go? Sure thing, boys. Of course, I never believed in demons either. What the fuck? And now I was basically working for one. So who was I to be questioning Carl Jung? I just refuse to believe that's a world that is unfair. With this much horror and pain and suffering, I can't believe that's the way it's supposed to be. But like I said, sometimes the universe just makes you doubt that shit. Freeze, motherfucker! And yeah, I did it again. I jumped ahead. You have no idea what I'm talking about. I mean, it was pretty obvious at the beginning that we were starting in medias res. This one is kind of on you. Keep those hands up, Dylan. Good. Block them. Summer had hit, and the city was fucking hot as shit. Winter lasted right through most of spring, so it was like we went straight from snow to a heat wave. It was a few months after the last time you saw me. After that stripper nearly knocked my head off, I started taking boxing lessons. Wasn't much of a fighter, but it was more about getting rid of the fear. Learning how to take a punch or five and still keep going. Still, keep your head clear. Other things had changed too. Hey. Kira and Mason had broken up, which was good. But she never came around now, and he and I barely spoke anymore. What are you watching? TV? Okay. If not for rent control, I'm sure one of us would have moved out. I still see Kira about once a week, usually for coffee, or sometimes lunch on my way to a lecture. But it wasn't the same anymore. I swear I got air conditioning drip on me like 10 times on the way here. This summer is so gross. Yeah. They say this is going to be the hottest year again. Again. We keep beating the record every year now. Well, at least we win at something, don't we? The brighter side of ruining the planet? At least we excel at it. So, do you like your new job? Oh, God. Don't even ask. I mean, look at that shit. We are literally talking about the weather. Like just a couple months ago, we couldn't keep our hands off each other. Yeah, I know that most friendships don't survive crossing that line. I'm not a complete idiot about this stuff. But I knew for a fact we still cared about each other. Like if someone hurt her, I'd fucking kill them. And I would guess she'd feel about the same. But sometimes you can love people and not be able to be around them. The baggage just gets to be too heavy. That's when we were right then. She wasn't cutting me out of her life, but there was a distance. Figured enough time would pass eventually and we'd be okay again. But I won't lie, it made me feel like shit. Watching her walk away every time was like fucking torture. I'd actually be thankful. Sometimes I had bigger problems to deal with. Oh shit, that's right. I said this was a while later. I forgot to tell you about what happened last month. About how badly things had gone with that Russian mob guy. Nothing came of that, by the way, in case you're wondering. That strip club was business as usual the next night. So after that, I decided to try something simpler. There was a guy in the Bronx I read about in the news. This evil fuck had poisoned half the dogs on his block. Said he couldn't take the barking anymore. He pleaded temporary sanity, and the judge just gave him a slap on the wrist. Just reading the story, my heart started racing with rage. You can tell so much about people by the way they treat animals. Whoa! Oh yeah, I had a silencer too. Cool, right? Help! Only they don't go when they shoot you like in the movies. It sounds more like a rock hitting a car door. I didn't love it, so I went back to the gun show after I got at it over in Jersey, and I picked up a shotgun instead. Small one. Still easy to hide, and better stopping powder. How much is the ammo? Depends on what kind you want. As for the demon, well, I hadn't really seen it again, but sometimes I would feel it lurking, or hear it whispering out of the darkness.
Just look at you now, Dylan.
Like that night after I killed the dog poisoner.
You're not even the same person, are you? It's not even a struggle anymore. You already feel righteous, don't you?
Even after I stopped talking, I could feel it watching me sleep that night, judging me for doing what it had ordered. And maybe I deserve that, just like maybe I deserve your judgment too. I'm sure I'll get it either way, but the demon had a point. It didn't bother me for a second, killing that guy. I just thought of those poor helpless dogs and pulled the trigger. Fuck 'em. So yeah, maybe my curse was starting to feel like a calling a bit too quickly. And maybe that said something about me. But maybe it said something more about the world. Maybe we live in such a fucked up horror show that murdering monsters is actually the proper response. Dylan? Oh my god! Okay, remember how I started talking about fate and synchronicity and about the collective consciousness of whatever? Daisy, hey wow. This is where that part comes into the story. Are you coming out of a boxing gym? You box now? Not really, just, trying to keep in shape. Man, I haven't seen you since what, like a month after we broke up? After that party in Brooklyn. Yeah, it was awkward. That was my fault. I was being a jerk. Yeah, you were. But I stopped being mad at you like 6 years ago. So what are you doing now? You want to grab coffee? Sure. That'd be nice. See? Because what were the odds that I run into Daisy that day? And that she'd be happy to see me want to catch up? Do you live around here? Not too far, yeah. And that we end up in a diner at the exact moment that Barry Jameson was having lunch there with his lawyer. So I heard you went back to college. Yeah, I'm in grad school now. Guess I just decided to stay forever. You remembered Barry Jameson, right? Just kidding. Of course you don't. We have a collective memory of 5 minutes these days. And since Jameson was in the news, we had an economic meltdown and 3 presidential elections. No one remembers Enron, or Bear Stearns, or Barry Jameson anymore. Jameson ran an investment fund that was actually a pyramid scheme. And when it all came out, thousands of people lost their savings. People killed themselves like they always do when some financial scam blows up. But that doesn't get as much coverage. You mostly hear about what movie stars it affects or how some singer lost $10 million, and now they only have $40 million left. Which is part of why we have a collective memory of 5 minutes. But I remembered. I read an article back then about Jameson's sentencing. The judge listed all the people who were dead because of his actions and said he wished he could give him a harsher sentence. He did 4 years in minimum security, a white-collar crime crunchy club. I remember seeing a picture of him playing tennis there once. He must have gotten out years ago, and here he was, right in front of me. Seriously, if you believed in anything, you have to think the universe was handing me my next target. I just thought you liked to go into art, like your dad. I thought it would be good for you, self-expression and all that. I don't have his talent, I guess. I don't think my dad to say what he did was self-expression. I found a bunch of his old illustrations at my mom's, and they're mostly just porn. Oh. Well, still, spend your whole life as a painter without putting some of yourself into the work, even if it's just your erotic fantasies. Thanks, Daisy. I'd be wondering about my dad's erotic fantasies all day. You know me, just trying to be helpful. Hey, I had fun. Yeah, me too. It was so random running into you like that. Maybe we should take it as a sign. Yeah, we should definitely do that. Great. Text me. My number's still the same. Okay, you heard that, right? A sign. Even Daisy was giving the universe credit. Thanks, Soul. See you tomorrow. Will do, Barry. I waited a few minutes. Then I go in, I tell the waitress that I thought I saw an old family friend in there and describe Barry Jameson to her. He's totally helpful. Says he eats there every day. And as I find out over the next few days, she's right. Barry Jameson keeps his schedule so tight that I'm pretty sure he's on the spectrum somewhere. He leaves his apartment building at 8:30 every morning and goes to an office on Wall Street. He leaves that office at 12:30 and gets to the diner between 12:45 and 12:50. His car takes the same route every time, even. Sometimes his lawyer meets him over there and they go over contracts. Sometimes he's on his own. And he orders a cheeseburger every time, no matter what. It's that tight schedule that gives me my plan. He's around people all day, and his home and work both have security cameras and guards. But there's one time every day that he's vulnerable and alone. After he orders, he always goes to the bathroom right away. Probably to wash his hands because of his OCD or whatever. So that's my spot, the bathroom. There's a window to the service alley behind the building, and I can come and go without being seen. I prop it open, then come back with my gear. The timing is risky, because it's the middle of the day. But it's easy, really. I just have to wait for Barry Jameson's scheduled arrival. Of course you know what happens next. I thought I was so smart. And yeah, for a minute there, I even felt lucky. Like fate had led me to this guy. Like the world was somehow working for me now. All that was all bullshit. Shit. The world is nothing but chaos, and chaos will fuck us all eventually. Freeze, motherfucker! And that's how it happened. How I stopped becoming a secret and became a wanted man. How I literally got in the fucking crosshairs of the NYPD. I said fucking freeze! So how did I get away? I guess you'll have to wait and see. It started like this. Wow. Wow. That is it. That is it for episode 1 of season 2. We will read the next episode on Thursday and the following episode on Saturday. In the meantime, I'm gonna play some games. We're gonna test out some Neo Geo games and and see if they work. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. I'll see y'all in about about 30 seconds. Bye. It's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days. What on earth? What on earth? Why won't you work? Why won't you work? Why? Why? That's so bizarre. That is so. I knew this was gonna happen too. I knew this was gonna happen too. This is why I tuned the test. That is okay. That is okay. That's the whole purpose of this. Test. There we go. Gonna figure it out. You know, I think I know where this all went to. Boom. You. I see where it went to. Holy crap. That makes 0 sense. Yeah, that's what it did. That's what it did. So bizarre. That is so bizarre. Why would you do this, Streamlabs? Why do you hate me? Pro streamer. No, I had it. I was so close. Oh man. That's just awful. That is just awful. Let me see what happens when I do it a second time. Nope. Denied. That is so bizarre. Okay, well, it was a good stream test. All right, I got some bugs to work out, that's for sure. Thank you for joining me. That was a lot of fun. I have some Neo Geo bugs to work out, but I'm gonna get it worked out by Thursday, that's for sure. We're gonna play X-Men vs. Street Fighter eventually. I'll figure it out.